Your own bedrooms
Yes.
growing up?
Don and I shared a bedroom in the upstairs in the house.
Okay.
And it'd be so cold you could see your breath in the morning when you got up. There was no heat at all. And it got down to 40 below zero a couple of times while we were on the farm. The water in the water bucket would freeze downstairs if we didn't keep the fires going. My dad would usually get up and keep the heating stove going, and I'd go put a few more pieces of wood in the heating stove and try to keep a fire in that all night. But that's the only heat we had. The only heat we had upstairs, the pipe from the living room came up through the central bedroom and then it flew up there. And that's the only heat we got was from that pipe that came through.
Your whole time growing up, that was the only heat you got up there?
Your whole time growing up, that was all the heat you had up there?
That's all the heat we had up there.
The living room, the heat in the stove, the living room stove was right below that, and that register in the floor was right above that. So the heat that rose from the heating stove would go up there, but it had to circulate through the rooms in the upstairs.
It puts in perspective when I think, oh no, the AC is only keeping it at 86. It puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
We were a lot better than often a lot of others were. We didn't know we were poor because we had as much as others. And
That's right. And more.
more in fact than a lot did.
Yeah.
So, something that, just an observation is that education seemed to be important in our family. It seems, at least me growing up, I remember hearing you guys all tell stories about, how tough it was that you had in college, how poor you were, you worked your way through, and that was a heritage that I felt, but education was a real value. And so where did that come from?
Came from my mom.
From your
My
mom?
mom, both sides of the family, both my mom and my dad. There had to be something really bad if we skipped school. I don't remember, one time there was a big Christmas program down in Chihuahua. They let us come home at noon from grade school and go down to Chihuahua to this wing they had down there. They had treats and all. And we got exposed to chicken pox. And the Christmas program was the social event of the year. Don and I were both come down with chicken pox and we caused an epidemic. We got somewhere down there. There was an old guy that used to walk 2 miles through the snow to come down to the Christmas program. He lived way up in the hills. He'd bring a half a sack of apples down. But I guess that's the only thing he could bring. But I thought, my gosh, he'd have to walk back there all by himself. But he wouldn't do that.
Well, Quentin didn't Mom Fern put on some, wasn't it, they'd have a Christmas program there at
the Fairview School. Yeah.
At the Fairview School, and,
Right.
and Mom would pretty much get that organized, and she...
Well, I remember her teaching us this song, and you were, I don't know, maybe
Well,
2?
I was
No, it
not
couldn't
more
have been
than
that hard
2.
as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
To that day, I can hear that song in my head. That she taught us that, and we stood up there in front of the crowd and
right.
sang that song, a Christmas
Yeah.
song. So.
What song, Robert?
I'm trying to remember, I don't...
Well, it's, I'm trying to think how it started out now, but it was Johnny wants a pair of
Jolly
skates,
Old
Susie
Saint
wants a
Nick.
dolly,
Yes.
that one.
Okay, yeah.
Jolly old St. Nicholas.
leaner this way.
Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say, yeah.
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 Johnny wants it.
My mother
First case,
could
Susie
whine.
wants a dolly.
And somebody wants
Paula
a,
wants a
well, somebody
story.
wants, some, you know,
A story.
somebody wants something else.
Ellie wants
She
a
thinks
picture
dolls are
for
falling.
Sophie.
Dolls
Yeah.
are folly, yeah, yeah.
As for me, my little something isn't very bright. Maybe what you want, I don't know where the whole words
Yeah,
are.
I've
but it's
kind of forgotten.
Use for me to give your Santa Claus what you think is right.
About what you think is right. Yeah.
So how did Fern learn to play piano and organ? Did you, was there?
She took lessons when we were at Sweetwater. I think she learned to play down there when she was in school somewhere, I'm not sure where.
Well, didn't they take her to, she went down to some, not Sweetwater, but not too far from Sweetwater, and she had some
Yeah,
lessons.
The kids went to school at Lapway, it was a couple
Yeah.
of miles from Sweetwater. Yeah.
And I
And
think
it
a
could
lot
be
of
that
hers
she-
was kind of self-taught
Yeah.
too, but,
So you probably didn't have a piano in the home for her to practice on.
They did
Did you have a piano in
Because
in
it's
the
a
house there in Sweetwater?
We used to, well, we had one when we were in Chewita, I guess we bought it from Sweetwater.
Yeah.
And we used to yell down to the ceiling in the summertime and have a request program and
Well, I know you had an old a pipe organ there out of the
Yeah,
farm.
oh, yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
we
in
always
Shawula,
used to
there was
love.
there was a pump organ.
Yeah,
Right.
purple
I don't know
stuff,
if
sounds
there's
like different
a piano there,
sounds.
but there was a
Yeah.
pump organ that we used to
Yeah.
always fool around with.
My mom, when we went to the store in those days, you always got string, because your package, there was no tape in those days. And so there was always lots of string around. My mom could take string and wind a ball just as round as any baseball you ever saw. And my dad would take an old shoe and cut a cover for it and sew a cover over. And it was a little softer than a baseball. Nobody had gloves in those days. In fact, we were the rich kids. We got it for Christmas time, we got a catcher's mitt. It was a miniature size, but we were the only kids in school that had a mitt of any kind. So at the school picnic, which again was one of the social events of the year, the farmers would all come out and we'd always use our ball because you didn't have to have a mitt to catch it. You didn't get the cover knocked off. On the day after school picnic, most of the farmers were so stiff they couldn't get out of bed and play baseball.